So we'll continue in this next part on this permissions. So from here, after these two methods, here one more method is required, that is predefined. So that is public. So it request code means its permissions are granted or not. We need to check here this. So public void, that is on request permission result. So this one more predefined method is there. In this we need to check really the permissions are granted or not. We need to check here. So in this first we need to check this request code, so permissions are granted or not. And the second one in this is the string, that permissions array, that what is the permissions is checked or not, that we need to check here, this permissions array. Then here we need to check this result, that is how many permissions are granted. Maybe sometimes user may skip some of the permissions, that we need to check in this. So because of that we have here three things that we need to check in this result. So we need to check this. So these all are, we need to check this. This is the override method. So we need to add here override. So it's override method. We need to add here this. So public void on request this. So in this we need to add here. So once we added this request here, we need to check the permissions here. You can ask this, we need to implement this permission status and so that we need to check here this. So that we are checking here now permissions. So this we need to check here permission and override permission. So this permission, this is required here, simply here in this. Just we need to ask this how many permissions, if how many permissions are there, those all permissions are granted or not. Just it's asking the, see here, just writing the switch case, because here we have the multiple things. So that is request code. So based on this request code, I am writing this switch case. In this switch case here now I am adding that. So what I am adding here, first case, so that is request code. So based on this request code, I am asking this permissions. So how these permissions are adding this? So int, that is based on this request code. So here what is the request code here, we mentioned here, this I want to change as a capital. So here also I want to change this as a capital. So based on that I am requesting here this. So that is the request code. So first case is the request code. So in this request code here I am checking this if, so that is grant permission. So grant result dot length less than 0. I am checking the first condition, less than 0. If it is less than 0, what I am checking here is, first if it is less than 0, just I am checking this here boolean first permission. What is the first permission here? We added this permission is the storage permission. So like whatever the permissions here we are adding, those permissions we need to check here now. So first is the storage permission. just giving this storage permission is granted or not, means this is the user defined, that is storage permission. Storage equal to, first one is the storage equal to grant result, so that is grant permission as granted with this, then it's equal to, means I am comparing that equal to, that is package manager dot permission granted, means here we are saying this permission is granted or denied, like this. So same way we need to test for the remaining. So total we have 5. So in 5 places we need to check for this 1. So 2, 3 and 4, like this. We need to test on this. So second one is here. What is the second one here? So second one, what we write here, this calendar. So I'll write this calendar. Third one, call log. I'll write this call. Fourth one is the read contacts. So I'll write this read, and I'll write here last record, like this. I write this 5 permissions. So after these 5 permissions, just again here I need to have one more. If storage all permissions are granted or not, I need to check here this. If what I am writing here is this storage permission, means here storage and call and call and read and record. So all these permissions one by one here I am comparing with this. So these all permissions are granted. If it is granted, here it says that, here it says simply it displays one toast. So all granted. Else it says here, else just we are writing one toast. So I'm writing the toast here, not granted. Just I'm writing the simply one message. So it's a permissions all are granted. It was saying this granted, otherwise we are saying this not granted here. Here I'm giving this break for this. So like this I'm requesting the code. So here request code permissions. This request code, why it's showing this error? Here it requires this final. So on request permission, something about this permission here. So just some spelling mistake here, I'm updating that here. Yeah, just it's a spelling mistake. So here it's a request code, and here it's a grant result. So now after this final, there is one more step. Whatever we are requesting permission here, that we need to give permission on your manifest file finally, then we can run this. So I'll open here manifest file. So in this, first we need to give the permission for users permission, that is external storage, external storage. So we need to write this like storage, read external storage. Then second permission is here, a read calendar. So users permission, so that is read calendar, read call log, then read call log, read calendar, 3 permissions, remaining 2, what is that? Read contacts and record audio. So read contacts, users permission, read contacts, then finally we are giving one more last permission, that is users permission, record audio. So record audio, these are all the permissions we should give. So now I'm running this application. We can able to see this, how these permissions are happening and how this program is executing, how these are very important in our every application nowadays. Must ensure these permissions are required. So still it's running. So meanwhile I'll open my mobile. Now it's running. Once it run, we can able to see this, how this is asking the permission. So almost it's done. So now it's installing. We can able to see here now. So this is our application. Now I'm clicking on this button. So see, it is asking that permissions. Now I'm allowing these permissions. See, all I allow permissions. It says this. See, now permissions are granted. If I open this one, it says. So now this is very important in our applications. This, so these permissions we can able to add in 2 places for every application. Why in 2 places? See, sometimes what happens here, as a user side, when application is installed, I may deny the permissions there. After that, when I am using that application, it may require in that place. So because of that, we need to give that permission in every place. So how to find that permissions in our settings? So here, just open your settings. In your settings, there is a app manager. So in app manager means apps. Some mobiles it should be apps. So now in my mobile, it's Runtime. This is the project. So now here I'm opening this. See, now it is saying here all permissions. Here this permission, all permissions are granted. Now if I go in my application, if I click on this, it's saying this granted. So now if I disable some permissions from here, means as a user we may manually disable here. If we disable manually here, then you can clear your application. You can clear your application and you can open from here again. Click on this. Again it is asking the permissions. See, like this. You can ask the permissions like this. So this is the way the permissions are asking. It's a very important. So to get more updates, please subscribe.